Hello and welcome to the first ever official Nintendo Magazine UK podcast. I'm the editor Neil Long and I'm joined today by Deputy Editor Fred Dutton.
Hello.
Games Editor Chris Scullion.
Hello.
And News Editor Simon Bramble.
Hello.
Right, so this is the first in a series of podcasts which we're starting belatedly after everyone else in the world has done it about 3 years ago. And we're just going to talk about basically the games we've been playing and the current sort of issues that are being discussed in the office. Most relevantly, I guess, Chris Scullion, hello.
Hello.
Has been playing DJ Hero today and all of yesterday. What do you think of it?
I think it's great. I wasn't really expecting... Well, I was kind of hoping it was going to be enjoyable, but I kind of had some worries, some concerns that it might not be as polished, say, as Guitar Hero games. But yeah, no, I'm really enjoying it. It seems to work really well. The controller, the turntable controller works.
Yeah, you said you were enjoying it last night, but you were a bit you said you weren't quite sure to what extent you enjoyed it.
Yeah, I was like, well, because at first I was playing it on a kind of lower difficulty level and I was thinking, it's okay, but it's a bit... Because when you do scratches, you've got to hold a button at one point and move the turntable backwards and forwards to scratch, and you can just do whatever you want, and it still does perfectly. But then when you put the difficulty up,
really annoying.
Yeah.
If you're trying to proof some pages or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, could you hear it?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. But
just sort of really quietly.
Yeah, because I was listening on headphones. I thought I'd try and not disturb you. But when you put it up to expert level, then the scratches have to be exactly in the direction of the original, and it makes it really hard. And so I like it. I'm really enjoying it. So,
do we like the music or not so much?
There's a couple of kind of iffy tracks on it, like the Michael Jackson 5. And was it Third Eye Blind? Was a bit.
That was a stinker.
Yeah, it's not really the kind of thing you'd expect to be playing.
That was proper.
And Vanilla Ice and MC Hammer as well.
No, that's perfect. That was like
absolutely awful.
No, it's amazing. It's like you can forget like Mario and Sonic, and forget Marvel vs. Capcom. Like the best crossover in gaming history is Vanilla Ice and MC Hammer in one song. That's just perfect.
Two cult classics combined.
Yeah, it's just incredible.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's.
Sorry.
Do you
think anyone's going to buy it though?
See, that's the thing. It's like Guitar Hero is fair enough because it's guitar, and you can go into a friend's house and see them playing it and instantly kind of realise what's going on and think, yeah, I'd like some of that. Whereas
I was watching you play it. I honestly didn't have a clue what was going on.
Whereas
really
like
Guitar Hero, you see someone play Guitar
with,
Hero and it's obvious what they're doing and you really think, I want to go on that.
It's more of a party game, right?
Yeah.
Where DJ Hero's pretty much a solo activity unless you get someone to...
Well, you can join in a couple of songs. You can play the guitar,
Yeah.
But that's it, is it? Like, it's 2-player maximum.
Yeah, you can either have two turntables, like in either co-op or head-to-head.
It's an expensive business.
Yeah, or one turntable and one guitar.
Yeah.
But there's like maybe a handful of songs that use a guitar as well, which is...
What was the deal with... Because it looked like as you were kind of following the track as it came sort of down the screen, it looked like it sort of switched. Do you know what I mean? Like
it's basically... Because each song has got like 2 tracks, each song's basically a mashup of 2 different songs, and at times you'll want to play only one track, and at times you want to play the other track, and at times you want to play them both at the same time. So there's a kind of crossfader switch, so you switch between...
You're actually doing it.
Yeah, so you're literally switching between the tracks. It's cool. I mean, there's a really good tutorial to take you through it all, and because obviously I'd assume less people know about DJing than about playing the guitar, so this is pretty good for like someone like me who wasn't really sure about it, and it just goes, here's how it works. But like I say, for someone just walking by, looking at it, they'll be like, what is going on? No idea.
So the review of that's going to be in the next issue, which is on sale October the 23rd, as is the review of Wii Fit Plus, which, Fred, you've been playing.
I have indeed been playing Wii Fit Plus this week.
It's pretty amusing to watch.
Yeah, much to the amusement of the entire office.
Yeah.
But I was more than happy to make a complete Wally of myself
in the name of
in the name of the O&M readership. Wii Fit Plus, it was quite good actually. It is not really a sequel, it's more of a sort of expansion pack. There is everything from the original game is still in there, with about 15 new mini games, a whole lot of new sort of customization stuff, so you can create your own workout. And it counts your how many calories you're burning, and you can weigh your dog, you can weigh your baby, you can weigh anything you like, and it'll tell you exactly how unhealthy that object is.
Nice.
It was good. None of the games were sort of knockout classics, but they're all pretty good fun.
Is it fun, or is it just like a work schedule?
Well, it's a tough one. I mean,
well, I
fun?
played some of the games at E3, and I thought they were, taken as a whole, they're a lot better, and a lot more of them than there are in the original.
Yeah. I mean, now you've got the sort of 15 odd games in the original, 15 in the new ones, most of which are probably of a higher quality than the original ones. And I think standalone, it's going to be about in the region of £20. That's a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
As I say, none of the games are complete, like stone cold classic party game mini games, but they're fun. There's some
with
good
balance
ones on
board
there.
games, it seems as many games as there are that use the balance board, it seems like no one's kind of outdone Wii Fit in terms of doing mini games based on the balance board. So
that's true, and it's it stays that way with this. No other games use the balance board as well. It's certainly better than any other fitness game out there.
Yeah, they know what they're doing, don't they?
Even better than
quite good
Gillian
at
Michaels' Fitness
Even
Ultimatum.
better than Gillian Michaels' Fitness Ultimatum.
Crazy days.
So I'd say, it's good. If you didn't like the first
spoilers. It's better than.
They didn't expect it was going to get more than 20% or something.
Like you've ruined the review now.
No, it's good. But if you didn't like the first one, you're not going to like this one. But
sure,
it's not a bad little expansion.
Okay, and the third game we're going to talk about is Pro Evo 2010,
which is not as good as Julian Michaels' Fitness Ultimatum.
Which obviously Fred's a massive fan of. Simon, you've been playing that. What are the sort of key differences between this year and last year?
Well, it's not a revolution. It's more of a sort of
evolution.
Yeah. I was. You know what? As soon as I said that, I thought, oh no, I can't say evolution now. But it's just a sort of a refinement across kind of all areas. It's much slicker. It's much faster. It's much more fun. And it's kind of like a throwback to the old sort of PES 4, PES 3.
Yeah, totally.
Where you're banging in goals from kind of 35, 40 yards out.
Yeah, well,
not regularly, but
it was noticeable how
whoever in my case.
when we got the preview code in, we set up a little tournament and started playing each other, and all the people who were good at the PS2 versions, from a few years ago, they were all really good at it to begin with. Yeah. But as the tournament went on, everyone else kind of caught up it sort of levelled out a little bit. Apart from Fred, of course, who
is resolutely awful at it.
Let in about 40 goals.
So who won?
About 40 red cards as well in the process.
Who won that? You guess it
I can't really remember.
The reason you won that is because everyone else was still finding their team right at the very beginning.
No.
Yeah, you had all your custom tactics sorted out.
No, I don't have custom tactics. I was meant to go Celtic a couple of times. That was a bit unfair.
That's a hell of a disadvantage.
They're atrocious, isn't it?
Tom was playing as Hull, I think, wasn't he?
But I like the fact.
That was a big mistake.
Just personally speaking, I like the fact they've added more Scottish teams in it. I mean, it always annoys me when a new Pro Evo comes in. It's like
I actually dislike the fact that there's more Scottish teams in there. To be honest,
it's got Aberdeen and Hearts.
The less Scots, the better.
Nah.
Are they actually called Aberdeen and Hearts, though?
Yeah, it's proper. So they've got 4 now.
Right.
Celtic, Rangers, Aberdeen and Hearts, which is suits me. I would have liked a bit of Motherwell action in there, but Albion Rovers. But that'll do me.
But yeah, it's very good fun, and I mean, it if you ignore the sort of the Wii remote controls and use the classic controller instead, it's ace, I think.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I mean, I like what they do with the whole point and motions thing, but
it's just a bit complicated, really.
Yeah, it should
especially
be played.
If you just got in from school or the pub or whatever, you don't want to be mucking about with arrows and sort of pointing at stuff. You just want to get down to it, really, don't you?
Yeah, that's it's interesting actually. I interviewed Greyhound, the guy who developed the Wii version of Pro Evo at Gamescom, and he insisted that he prefers the sort of point and shoot mechanism on
Which
the
he's been
Wii
told-
games.
He's definitely been told to say that, hasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. 'Cause, you can't be the classic controller method, can you? Really?
Nah, absolutely.
You don't have to think about it, whereas it's just a completely alien pointing a
Yeah.
remote at the screen to direct your players. It's just
I have to say I haven't really bothered trying it for that long. I sort of tried it for about 5 minutes and thought,
Yeah.
it's not for me.
Yeah.
I mean, I quite enjoy it because the first Pro Evo one, we kind of let you only use that and didn't let you use the classic, so you were kind of forced to do it. So I kind of get used to it like when I was reviewing that, and eventually thought, okay, this is actually okay. But then when the next one came out and let you play using the classic, I just went, nah, just went back to the. I don't know if that's just because we've been playing it for years and we're just more used to that.
We fear change.
We do feel
that's
change.
very
Absolutely.
true. It's very true.
Yeah.
We're quite scared.
But yeah,
So when are we getting? We haven't got the review of that in the next
no,
issue. have we?
we've got preview code, which is very nearly review code.
Yeah. So that'll be in the issue out on
Yeah.
20th of November, I would imagine. The
Although
review of that.
Konami might
Issue
surprise
50,
us.
yeah.
Yeah, they might surprise us with a review version of the game, but
Yeah, we'll
If
do
you're
our
listening,
best.
if you're listening, Konami,
Yeah.
the public want it.
Yeah, send us that review code. Right, so we're going to move on now to talk about some games out next week. First of which is Pro Evo's big rival, FIFA 2010,
Which
or
is what-
FIFA 10,
yeah.
depending on how you want to say it.
that's mad. It's comic book football. It's like those little comic strips
Yeah.
you used to get in the back of the Daily Mirror or whatever.
Yeah,
You know, like was it Striker or whatever?
Striker.
Yeah,
Definitely not Roy the
it's-
Rovers.
Yeah, it's like that minus all the sort of bed hopping shenanigans. But it's like there's massive emphasis on hitting thunderbolts from practically the halfway
Yeah.
line. There's even like a sort of a velocity trail behind the ball as it goes into the net, and so I mean the first few times it's really good fun, but I think as you get better at the game, it sort of becomes a little bit too regular, a little bit too easy to score sort of firecrackers.
Yeah. And in your review, I thought it was quite telling that you compared it more to Virtua Striker.
Yeah,
than
it's
anything else.
Yeah, it's not a sim by any means. It's definitely an arcade kickabout.
Yeah.
Which is good fun. If you like that sort of stuff. I know that's quite a lazy thing to say, but
Does any of you like Virtua Striker?
Yeah,
I think I'm one
I
of
liked
the
it. I used
few
to be
people
into
that
it, but-
really loved it.
I liked it in the arcade, but because it came on the Dreamcast, didn't it?
Yeah, and the GameCube as well.
yeah.
The GameCube one was ace, but hardly anyone I know liked it. I just loved games with terrible Japanese or English commentators. I go, what the fuck?
Can you get like a Sonic team
Yeah.
in one of those games? can
Yeah.
you?
I'll maybe stick
Sounds
a
a
video
bit
of that
bonkers.
on our Facebook page. I'll put
Yeah.
a video
I
up.
thought it was really hard.
Yeah, it was. but,
Virtua Soccer or
Yeah, Virtua
Striker,
Virtua
yeah. It was
Striker,
a bit, but you could score proper 40 yard screamers on that
whereas,
every time.
Whereas with it's weird with FIFA because like the sort of the defence and your passing and your build-up play and everything, it's really sort of studiously realistic, and it's sort of really satisfying, sort of stringing a few sort of moves together and stuff. But as soon as you enter the final third of the field, it sort of goes a bit mad. Everyone starts sort of pulling out sort of cannons and stuff, and piercing the net, which is it's good, but it's a little bit jarring, I think.
Yeah.
Do you think a lot of people out there who find PES just too realistic, too kind of dry, and sort of crave the days of 25, 17?
Yeah, you
ISS,
sort of said as
crazy
much. You
games.
said as much in your blog, didn't
Might
you?
quite
as well,
enjoy
yeah,
FIFA, perhaps.
yeah, definitely. It's one to be taken with a pinch of salt. If you see what I mean, it's not.
It's not for
You're not going to
football
get.
purists.
You're not
but
going to get 0-0 draws ever. So yeah,
I'm guaranteed to score at least one goal a game in FIFA.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
you might like that one.
I don't know
Yeah.
about you, but
Give it a bash.
but that one works really well with the Wii remote and stuff. I mean, that's you can use the classic controller again, but they've made a real effort to sort of integrate, the Wii remote and stuff, and it really sort of really works quite well. In fact, it actually feels a little bit weird using the classic controller compared to the Wii remote, which is interesting.
It certainly is. Yeah, and the other game on our list of games coming out next week is Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles
Ninja
Smash
Turtles,
Up.
surely.
Oh yeah, Ninja Turtles.
Hero Turtles.
They called it Hero
Kicking it
Turtles, or was it
No,
Ninja?
they've called it Ninja. Nobody calls him Hero anymore. Which
Apart
is,
from you. Apart from you.
These
These,
podcast notes are from the early 90s, clearly. So Smash Up, Scullion, you've been playing that one.
yeah, I mean, I liked it. It's for months they were saying, yeah, it's from the team that brought you Smash Brothers, and I was thinking, well, it's not really, is it?
From the T-boy who worked
because
on
it was developed by Game Arts, who helped a bit in developing Smash Brothers, but by no means did the whole game like they've been suggesting. And even the trailers were saying have a brawl, and the fact it's called Smash Up and all this, it's pretty obvious what they're trying to say. But then we got it in, I was surprised it is actually, I don't want to say the word rip-off, but it's a rip-off.
But it's a rip-off.
Smash Brothers. Only with all the Nintendo characters taken out and replaced by Turtles.
Which is infinitely better.
Yeah. Well, see, no, it would have been because before it was coming out.
Bramble is hacking up his desk.
Before.
O'Connell and Splinter?
No, yeah, but that's the thing, right? Before it came out, they said, yeah, it's 20th, 25th anniversary of the Turtles. This is going to be a proper celebration of all things Turtles. And yeah. So it's going to have. They showed the screens with like the kind of current Turtles, so the kind of CGI movie ones and the recent cartoon. And you're like, okay, but they'll have the 80s
Bebop,
Turtles and
Rocksteady.
Bebop and Rocksteady and the Rat King. But
Is Krang in there?
no Krang, no
No
Bebop,
Krang.
no Rocksteady, no Baxter Stockman, no Destroy the Toidles. None of that. It's just all the characters from.
Maybe
kids,
we're too old for this game.
well,
Is
we're
that what
I
it
think
is?
we're too old for it,
just
but I
too
think
old.
younger players who like are growing up with the new Turtles will appreciate it. And I don't know, it just disappointed me that the whole thing about Smash Brothers is just a dirty big gang at everything Nintendo, and you kind of expect that for a Smash Brothers game with Turtles in it, and I think it's really lacking. But having said that, it's still fun to play. It's still got a lot of stages. It's still got a lot of nice power ups and stuff. But I don't know. It just feels really lacking. There's not a proper story mode. There's just
Yeah. So it's
But it is
decent.
fun. It is good. I
It's
I
fun.
played it
yeah.
a few months back and thought it was fun, and I don't particularly like
Definitely
fighting
not
games.
worth 0%, as we
It's
saw.
been getting a bit of
Yeah.
We saw on another website earlier
press,
today.
and someone gave it a 0 out of 100,
Yeah, which is
which puts it
slightly
below.
harsh.
Puts it below an
Everything.
actual game.
Puts it
If
below
it's
Ninja Vid.
0%, then it doesn't exist or
But
something.
no, I thought it was all right. I thought it was good.
Yeah.
And I think it's getting a bit of an unfair
Yeah, it's kind of a bit of a tanking,
run
which
in
is
the, press.
yeah, which
Gave
is
it quite a nice review. And if you like Turtles and you
Yeah.
like Smash Brothers, you'll probably like it.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you're the kind of person who's still playing Smash Brothers online, because it's still got online multiplayer in it, and if you play Smash Brothers for multiplayer more than single player, then you'll enjoy it. But if you're a single player gamer mainly, then not so much. There's no equivalent of like the subspace and mystery like there was in Smash Brothers. So
Okay.
yeah,
All right. Well, that's wrapped up our bit about games we've been playing and games out next week.
Linking
Also
seamlessly
recently,
into
linking seamlessly into WiiWare and DSiWare, which there was a big event a couple of weeks ago where Nintendo revealed their sort of Nintendo Ambassador program, where if you get a load of friends to sign up to the various online services, you get some Nintendo points, and somewhere down the line you get some free games. I think it's 20 people, right?
yeah. If you sign up 10 people, you get you're able to download every first party NES game for free. So
Not
like
bad.
Super Mario Brothers and stuff like that. And if you get 20 people to sign up, then you can download any first party and third party NES, SNES, and Nintendo 64 game for free.
So
Which
yeah,
means you can
a
finally
pretty
get
good deal.
Cruising USA for free.
Wow.
Which is incredible.
And while that was being announced, there was a big event on at Centrepoint at the top of it, right?
good view.
yeah,
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 nice
lovely.
bacon rolls too.
Yeah.
Very nice bacon rolls.
Yeah.
Yeah, I missed out on those because I was doing actual work. But you three were wandering around playing some games. So what was your highlight, Simon?
Probably Max and the Magic Marker.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like a bit of a Jamie and his Magic Torch type thing. I couldn't shake that comparison
Yeah.
when I was looking at it. But it's a lovely looking game. It's kind of really bright and vibrant visuals, like a bit like
Drawn to Life.
yeah, very much like that. Yeah, and it's you basically have this enormous, great big marker pen, and you can kind of draw bridges or shields or stuff to get you through the level. Basically,
when are they going to do a penny crayon game?
Remember? That's that's an obscure reference for the youngins. But I remember Penny.
Too old.
She could draw doors and stuff. It would open up.
Yeah.
That was
yeah, it's
amazing.
kind of similar to that.
I would sing the theme tune, but I don't think that's appropriate.
Kick it.
Sorry, carry on. So, basically, the premise of the game is this kid Max he was doodling in a notebook or something, and his monster, his creation, has somehow come to life and then jumped into another picture. So he decides to draw himself into that storybook to fix his mistake and stuff, which is utterly preposterous. But it looks lovely, and it seems to play really well. There's about sort of 3 hours of gameplay. The team's really small. There's only like sort of 3 people working on the game. But they've packed it with loads of kind of unlockables and stuff. You can play through it again and attempt stuff in a different way. There's a slightly sort of freewheeling element to it with what you can draw with your marker pen. It looks really promising. It's kind of there's not really been very much made about it. There's not very much hype or anything around it, but I think it's definitely one to look out for.
That seems to be the thing about these WiiWare games.
Yeah.
There's loads of really, really good ones.
Just sort of popped up,
Sneak up
and
out of nowhere.
they just appear and no one notices.
Yeah.
Apart from us.
Well,
And our readers. Scullion, what was your favourite game of the day?
Super Meat Boy was the one for me.
Yeah.
It's the original Meat Boy was a kind of online flash game which got a kind of cult reputation, but this is like a proper all singing, all dancing version for WiiWare, and it's just mental. It's just the guy is just a block of meat, and you've got to get him
of gooey bloody
block
meat.
of gooey bloody
it was
meat.
just mesmeric watching
yeah.
this like meatball jumping around the screen.
Yeah, and every time you hit a wall, it's basically the most basic 2D platform you can get, where you run and jump, and you can do a wall jump, and that's it. And you've got to get to the end of each level, avoiding all sorts of chainsaws and blades that can cut them up into tiny meaty chunks. And it just basically everywhere it goes leaves a trail of blood. It's just, it should be wrong. It's the sort of thing PETA should be complaining about. But it's just really funny. It's stupidly funny. And
There's a cool feature at the end of each level where, because on every level you die many times
millions
before
of
you get to the
times.
end, and then when you finally finish the level, it replays each of your attempts at the same time. So
Yeah.
This huge crowd of meat boys trying to get to the level, and one by one getting minced up by the blades until there's one left to get to the end of it.
Yeah, it's
quite uplifting.
It's really, it is. And apparently there's loads of hidden characters as well from apparently the guys who developed it, Team Meat.
Team Meat.
They've kind of got friendly with lots of other independent game makers, and they've got characters from Bit Trip, characters from Braid and Alien Hominid, and they're all hidden playable characters in the game.
Alien Hominid.
Yeah,
Nice.
so apparently there's 12 or 15 hidden unlockable characters, which is quite a
Put a
nice
rabbit in there
touch.
as well, I'd imagine.
Oh, they put rabbits in everything now, so they might as well.
Sonic will be in there at some point, won't it?
Yeah.
Snake.
Surely.
Mega Man.
Yeah. Fred.
I enjoyed a few things. Reflections on DSi where I was looking really good. Sort of a unusual sort of Prince of Persia 2D platformer type
I
thing.
saw that stuck away in the corner, but I didn't go over and have a go at that.
No, it's good. I mean, I won't try and explain it because it's quite complicated.
Yeah.
It was sort of a mirror. You played the level at the same time on each screen, and one was mirror image the other, and
All right. Okay.
God, it was quite wacky, but it was good fun. It was good. So I like that, and obviously the big one was Lost Winds 2.
Oh
which
yes, yeah.
was looking sort of
Looked
unutterably
lovely.
pretty
Looked
and
very
lovely.
nice.
Yeah.
And the gist was you can sort of change seasons, so solve puzzles by making things freeze and make snowballs and all sorts of things. And I only played about 10-15 minutes of it, but it looked really good.
Yeah, agreed.
I would say it's an essential download, and basically, and it just made everything else in the room.
I
Look a little shabby, I think.
Really?
I disagree with that.
Well, only in that it looks so stunning.
yeah.
Yeah.
Everything else looked good too, but it
Yeah.
was it was on another.
Are they
sort
going to
of
make
level.
it a bit bit lengthier this
Yeah,
time
apparently it's a bit
around.
longer.
Yeah.
The guy disagreed with me when I said that the first one was too short.
Was that
I'm like,
Braben? Was that David
the
Braben?
customer is always right, my friend.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't Braben. It was the large man
Oh, okay.
who made the game.
Smackdown.
There goes our review copy.
I know, that's coming from America's top models.
But no, it was good. It's a bit longer. It's got a whole bunch of new moves and new items and new cool stuff, and it's out next month. And it's really
Okay.
good.
So plenty of reason to sign up and tell your
get
friends
some-
about it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Get some free virtual console games.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there was other good stuff there, like Bit Trip Void. I really enjoyed because I just like all the Bit Trip games, so it was more or less the same as that. And Tory Bash,
Yeah.
just
That was.
mental looking. It's just,
Crazy game.
it's like,
Is it a rule that they have to have mental names?
yeah, and they have to be mental
I believe
games,
so,
mental
yeah.
games with mental names.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically, I mean, Tory Bash already exists. There's a PC version, so it's worth giving it a look because it's more or less the same game. I think it's free online, but don't quote me on that.
Bomberman was good on DSi too.
Yeah,
It's just
absolutely.
classic Bomberman on the DSi with online. That's
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's nice.
It's Bomberman. We
It
were
is
talking about how to do the review of
yeah,
that.
just right.
When you can just literally write it's Bomberman.
Job done.
Fairly easy. Okay, so there's plenty to look forward to in terms of downloads on the Wii and DSi. You can read about all that stuff in the next issue, which is on sale 23rd of October. We're going to move on now to reader questions, which we've somewhat foolhardily opened to you, the forumites. First question is from Samurai Sonic. Do you
That's
think...
his real name, actually.
Yep.
It's not a
Samurai James Sonic, I believe is his full name. Do you think music in video games should be more highly regarded by the general public? Most people say it's not proper music, but I think that there's plenty of video game music that's a lot better than some proper music. I have to say, I wouldn't put some game music on my phone to listen to on the way into work. I'd rather listen to actual music.
I mean, I'd say it was pretty
To be
highly
honest.
by the people who care. It is highly regarded.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you're into your Final Fantasy soundtracks and whatnot, then fair enough.
I mean, I'll admit my iPod is pretty much packed with game soundtracks, which is
Really?
But yeah, but I mean, with
Sorry, I
people really,
It didn't mean to sound
Yeah.
disgusting.
really, you scum. No, I mean, but it's like it's not like if you do the classic when someone's looking at your iPod, you say, "Oh, look, here's all the songs I got." Not just random people sitting next to you in the tube, but like friends and such. But I would always kind of quickly skip past those ones because you don't want people saying, "What? You've got the Ridge Racer 4 soundtrack on your
Yeah.
iPhone?" Like, yeah, it's brilliant. But you're never going to get Phoenix Wright Courtroom Suite #1 in the charts or
Yeah.
anything like that. It's just
But I have to say, that not to be overly, I wasn't critical there of game music. I don't think there's loads
some
of
lovely
like
music out there.
obviously Mario Galaxy is the outstanding thing of this
Yeah.
generation, I would say.
and
It's
Smash
really
Brothers as well.
brilliant music.
Yeah.
If you want to put that on your iPod, fine.
Yeah, I've got it. I've got
I've got no
iPod.
beef with
Thanks
that.
very much.
All right.
I mean, in Japan they have actual full blown Dragon Quest score concerts. That
Yeah.
they get the
J-pop cover bands doing.
yeah, and they have like ballet and stuff, like all done by the guy who composed the Dragon Quest music.
Well, it's weird because
like-
game soundtracks are kind of more acceptable in Japan because
Yeah.
you are likely to actually go in some like Japanese equivalent to HMV and actually
Yeah.
maybe see a game soundtrack section, much like you get a movie soundtrack one in HMV here or the late Virgin Megastore. But yeah, so for some reason in Japan it's more acceptable,
Yeah.
whereas
I do remember going through the sound test on Streets of Rage, listen to the music on
I
that.
can remember the sound effects in order, like the
Yeah.
punches it would do. All,
Yeah. What happened to those? Bring back sound tests.
You still
Game
get them, I
developers,
just-
please.
yeah, I just.
Brilliant.
Although, having said that, I hate when games have music tracks as an unlockable, and the only way you can unlock it, the only way you can play it once you've unlocked it is by going into a kind of sound test. It's like, yeah, I like
bit
the music,
rubbish.
but I don't want to sit with my telly on
Yeah.
and listen to it. I'll just play the game, thanks.
Yeah.
What they should do, right, this is my idea, any developers listening, do this. When you
Watch
get
out
so far in the game,
This in a WiiWare game. So
yeah, damn right. When you get to a certain point in the game, where you would usually unlock a music track, instead you unlock a code and you go to the game's website and type in that code, and you can download the soundtrack as an MP3. Bosh. And the iPod, job done.
Copyright that.
Yeah. You heard it here first.
But I mean, the guy
Groundbreaking stuff.
the guy behind
We're through the rabbit hole.
the guy behind the Bit Trip series was saying pretty much the same sort of thing, that WiiWare thing. He was kind of saying that, you know, a lot of his mates in I can't remember where they're based, but a lot of his mates are in bands and stuff, and they specialise in, you know, that sort of chiptune music. So it's all they take, you know, inspiration from, you know, old SNES games and stuff, and then sort of reprogram it, and they get old toys and stuff, like those old Spellmasters or whatever they're called, where you sort of, you know, and they rewire them and kind of.
Yeah, I've seen some videos on the internet.
So they do all that sort of stuff.
People playing games through a Game Boy, playing music through a Game Boy, and
Yeah.
I think we're all forgetting
other oddball
the
stuff.
almighty Tetris Game Boy dance remix. From
and Super Mario Land,
and Superman. Like,
I think the Tetris one reached number 17 in
It
the
did
charts
pretty
or
well,
something like
didn't
that.
it?
And Mario Land was like mid-20s.
I also
Did
had a 7-inch of the Sonic the Hedgehog records when I was a boy.
The Right Side Fred one.
No, the one before that. I can't remember what it was. It had a green sleeve.
I remember the Right Side Fred one.
Yeah.
Wonder Man, look it up, iTunes. It's terrible.
This is getting
should we
a bit
get back
too
on
obscure.
message?
Yeah, let's go.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, stuff that other people know about. Should we talk about that? Rather a strange little world. Right. This next question is from John Zalug.
Again, real name.
Again, real name.
he is South African, is he? Or
David John Zalug Smith.
Straight out of
I believe his
Eindhoven.
name.
Smythe. It's a Y instead of an I.
Anyway,
The question goes, everybody has an old game they feel nostalgic for. For me, it was Klonoa and Oddworld on PS1. Klonoa has had a remake on the Wii, so which games from your past would you like to see getting the same treatment? Who wants to take that one?
Well, Boy Blob sort of has kind of dealt with that one
Snuck in
immediately,
there,
hasn't it?
isn't
Yeah.
That was rock
a
hard,
remake.
though, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, the
first
NES
was,
version
because you would die sort
crazy.
of right in the middle of a level, and you'd be kind of stuck. Because
Yeah.
and also all the little powers you had, you know, like sort of making a hole and stuff, or making a ladder. It was the jelly beans were sort of regulated. You had a finite ration of jelly beans, so you sort of find yourself in the middle of a rock hard level with no kind of means of getting yourself out of it, which was rock hard.
Yeah.
So they've done away with that, but that's an awesome remake, is Boy Blob.
Yeah, it's nicely done.
But
anything else you would like to see? Old stuff, Chris?
I would like to see a remake of Cool Spot.
I would not like to see a
no.
Cool
Why,
Spot.
why does
We
nobody
were
else
talking
like Cool
about this
Spot?
in the office the other day.
Cool Spot and Robocod. You'll give me
Robocod
Robocod.
is-
Robocod
I'll
was
give you
alright.
James
horrible.
Pond, but not
No,
Robocod.
I used to sit around a mate's house. He was the most selfish guy in the world. He knows who he is.
Hello
And
to you, if you're listening.
Hello, Simon's mate.
John.
John.
And he had,
John, you're a selfish man.
and he had a Mega Drive, which he was very proud of, and he just used to sit there playing James Pond night after night after night for hours at a time,
It's a good game. Fair
and
dues.
invite me round to sit there
it's
and
not.
watch him.
The original one
It
was
wasn't all
Robocod.
that.
Even when he died, he wouldn't let me.
Was it Robocod or was it
Your
James
mate
Bond?
No, it
died.
was James Pond.
it's
Even when
tragic.
he died in James Pond,
right.
he wouldn't let me on.
How about Chuck Rock?
Chuck Rock.
Rock
I
was
remember
alright,
the,
yeah.
yeah.
Sorry, I'm just
that
naming
was
old
okay.
games. I think you were all talking about Flashback.
Flashback, yeah, definitely.
Flashback's
Yeah,
class,
yeah,
yeah.
that should definitely.
Very good.
See, I don't like
Scully's
Flashback.
entirely misguided in his dislike for Flashback.
That links into
Yeah.
that last question as well, because the music in that was awesome, and I'd
was, yeah.
I'd gladly
The cutscenes as well.
Yeah, I'd gladly
Really, really
listen to
good.
that on my iPod.
See, I didn't like Flashback, but I liked Another World, like the
I thought it was
prequel.
yeah, it was good, but
You always disagree.
No,
Contrary.
I disagree with that.
What about some old Amiga games?
I wasn't really into the Amiga, I have
Super
to say.
Frog.
But I was reading our sister website. Is it sister? I don't know. Brother, uncle, cousin.
Sibling.
Games Radar the other day, and during their week of Disney, they were talking about DuckTales and Chip and Dale.
Ah,
Both-
DuckTales. Woo.
Both really, really good games from the NES era. They won't come back because of various
licensing.
licensing issues, I'd imagine. But
Never made a game.
they might too.
Never made a game of Goof Troop.
Goof truth.
That's the bit at the end.
They did make a Tailspin game.
They did for the Mega
Tailspin,
Drive, and
yeah,
it was
yeah, I remember
atrocious.
Yeah, it's pretty poor.
I remember
That's like a
renting
spin
that.
off of a spin off.
This is how bad. This is how ridiculously sad my memory is. I remember renting Tailspin and renting Rollo to the Rescue at the same time on Mega Drive.
That was good. Roller to Rescue.
Yeah.
There were different animals with different abilities.
Yeah, forgotten treasure.
It was.
Was there ever a
certainly.
Count Duckula game?
Read it
Do we
up,
know?
kids. No, there wasn't, unfortunately.
There wasn't a Duckula game.
David Jason wanted to.
That's-
He's a tyrant.
That's a crime.
That is a
That
crime.
really is.
David Jason isn't a tyrant, just for any legal types listening. He's a nice guy.
Was that why there's no Danger Mouse game as well? Because of David Jason?
And no, only Fools and Horses.
Tyrannical
game.
righteous.
But I believe a Frost game is
Oh, it's forthcoming. Yeah, it's
Dear
under
Son,
negotiations.
Solve Your Own Mystery DSi title.
So watch out for that. Maybe we should.
It's the next crossover is Phoenix Wright versus Frost, and then Taggart's a hidden character at the end.
Last of the Summer
It's
Wine.
been a murder.
That's been a murder.
Oh, yeah, you're actually Scottish. You can
Yeah.
do that well.
Anyway.
Okay, back to reality. Or not so much actually. Next question is from Sam Lake, which is probably his actual
False name.
his or her
That's
actual
fake,
name.
No, it's
fake.
just a
His real name's Duncan Edwards.
And he says, momentary pause. He says, who would win in a fight between Mr. Rossetti and Tom Nook? I don't think there would be a fight.
I don't think there'd be any
there would
winners there.
Yeah.
No, there'd be a winner. There'd be
I
a
think
winner.
it'd be a bloody battle to the death, raging over several days.
Yeah.
It would be like one of those old westerns where you see the two main protagonists kind of slugging it out in a field, and they're just going through the day, and it gets hot, and the sun starts sort of drawing in and
That's
stuff,
right, yeah.
and they're still going, and then they pick themselves up and they go again, and yeah,
But
total stalemate.
I just don't understand how that fight would even come about in the first place. Because obviously Rossetti only gets annoyed when people reset the game, and Tom Nook's a crafty type. He's not going to be stupid enough to do that. So, yeah, this is never going to happen. You're just living in a dream world, Sam Lake.
Yeah,
Sorry.
but despite abusing all three of the people that sent in questions, we'd love to hear yours. The next one, please do send them in to onm@futurenet.com with the subject heading podcast question. And next on our first ever podcast, we've got a competition which is based on essentially walking around the office picking up things.
For
we don't
Pro
want-
Evo 2009 USB stick.
Yeah,
Is that actually a prize?
That's
Yeah.
pretty much
What did
the
you want
lowest
that?
of the low.
I did want that. Yeah.
What's not written down here is a USB stick in the shape of a tiger,
Oh, yeah.
which I've got to give away. So we've got that Pro Evo USB stick, a tiger-shaped USB stick, a snooker game on Wii, which is WSC Real 09.
World
It comes
Championship
with-
snooker.
That's right, yeah, and it comes with a white snooker cue thing, which you screw together, plonk your Wii remote into, and then feel like Ronnie O'Sullivan as you
Look out for it in our feature.
as you
this
play.
issue.
Yeah.
It's being modelled as a school blackboard pointer.
Yeah, it has actually. Yeah, let's keep an eye on that.
You can win a real piece of O&M merchandise.
Actually been touched by Neil Long.
Actual history in the making there, and a copy of Il 2 Sturmovik on DS.
We're giving that away? I'd like that for myself.
Okay, let's not give that away.
Yeah, no, give it away.
All right,
I love
give it
those
away.
guys.
Yeah. Okay. The question is, and any quick-witted listeners might be able to guess who wrote this question. The question is, how many Scottish teams will be in Pro Evolution Soccer 2010 on the Wii?
Press rewind on your iPod
yeah.
now, and you'll probably find the answer.
Or just look it up on the internet.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
probably,
Wikipedia's
probably there.
For once, Wikipedia's right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, check it.
All right. So email onm@futurenet.com with the subject heading Podcast 1 Competition.
And put your name and address in, because so many people enter our competitions and don't put in their real name and address. I mean,
Yeah.
if you want the prize,
fools.
come on, meet us halfway.
While you're at it, stick in a photo of yourself doing something daft, like drowning in a pool of baked beans or something.
Yeah. Not actually drowning.
Yeah, not literally.
Go on,
that
these
would be
suicide
really
pictures.
tragic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we probably need to make some major cuts in this podcast
I think we should release it as is.
so as not to offend. So that's the competition done. Now we're going to talk about the magazine, which is in the shops now. I have it in my hands. It's got Mario and Sonic on the front.
It's good.
As it stands at the moment, we're the first people in the world to have reviewed it. And Christopher Scullion, you were the man to do it.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit?
about that?
I really liked it. I mean, the original game got a bit of stick from some people for just saying it's basically another minigame collection. And to be fair, that kind of was justified, but I still think for what it was an enjoyable game. The sequel is more or less the same sort of thing, although I think the control system for a lot of the events has been improved quite a lot. It's no longer just so many events, and the previous one were just a case of waggling the remote as fast as you could and hurting your arm in the process. Whereas this one, at least the control system tries to kind of make each event feel like you're kind of taking part to some extent. Plus, it's got loads of new dream events. There's much more. They've obviously realised that snow-based events are just dull. And it's just
a pretty damning indictment.
No, but they've obviously just said, all right, we've done an Olympics game. There's loads of stuff like high jumping, hurdles and stuff.
What about that one where you ski and you shoot?
That's in the DS one, but not the Wii one. But it's like they obviously just thought, yeah, okay, fair enough. You could do loads of stuff in the Summer Olympics. Let's do a Winter Olympics one. Oh, it's all snow. Yeah. And everything looked exactly the same. So they've been allowed to do loads more dream events.
And it's really well done, isn't it? There's
the dream events
that look
done,
exactly like the games that they're sort of inspired by, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like there's just the downhill skiing one, which basically is Mario Circuit from Mario Kart Wii. Like,
it's got all the music and stuff.
Yeah.
And the power-ups.
And then there's a kind of ski jumping one based in the Good Egg Galaxy and Mario Galaxy, where you kind of go down, jump, and then you just float through space, and you got to collect things and that. So it's nice. I enjoy it. I mean, I think people read a bit too much into it when they start saying, they start complaining about the game and everything like that. But I think just for what it is, it's just harmless fun.
And there's a lot of stuff in there that's going to kind of please long-standing Mario and Sonic fans.
Yeah.
Right? There's lots of sort of unlockables that give it a bit more longevity.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's loads of kind of remixes of old school music and stuff like that, which is quite cool to hear. And you can buy unlockable suits for your Mii, which just look wrong, some of them.
Yeah.
Like
some of them are quite disturbing, aren't they?
It's just, it looks like I was saying I think I maybe said it in review and then it was cut out. It looks as if you've skinned alive a Sonic or Mario character.
And then,
did it?
Yeah.
It looks like you've literally taken Amy Rose, skinned her alive, and are wearing her skin as a suit. And I mean, no game that lets you
some kind of macabre trophy.
Yeah, and no game that
fun.
lets you wear someone's flesh should get any less than 90%.
That is the criteria.
That's the criteria. I'll be honest.
But of course, we're not giving away review scores in this this podcast.
No. But I'll be honest. I was going to give it 42 until I realised you could wear skin, and I was like, sold.
So
sold it.
I think that sums up Mario and Sonic rather well. Skinning characters from the universe and wearing their skin.
Yep.
The other big, very heavily hyped game in the issue is Scribblenauts. Fred, you played that one.
I played Scribblenauts and it was good, but not as good as we
not quite stellar.
It might be.
Which is not to say it's bad.
It's not to say it's
just
bad.
Not as brilliant as it could have been.
Like, there's moments when it is possibly the most awesome thing you'll ever see in video game form, but then it just shoots itself in the foot with dreadful controls.
Yeah,
that's
frustrating.
Kind of annoying.
Yeah.
Very frustrating.
Control everything with the stylus, don't you? Which
He
really
just kills himself.
It just makes no sense. It's like you could control the guy with the D-pad and jump with the B button. Job done.
Yeah.
But for some reason they want you to move objects and the character with the stylus, and just messes things up.
But it's still worth getting because it does some pretty amazing things, and it's very funny, and there's
no doubt
a lot of game in there.
It's just the idea alone and the fact that they've tried it, and it
is worth the price of admission.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think if it does well, which I think it probably will, and they make a sequel, I think that will be the game to watch, because they iron out those issues, it'll be gold.
Yeah, definitely. And Fred, you played Dead Space Extraction as well.
Extraction, which was really good, I thought.
Looks amazing.
It looks amazing.
Yeah,
really, it really does.
Really impressive.
One of the best Wii games for visuals, without a doubt. It's an on-rail shooter, but I mean, when it first was announced, they sort of the developers described it as a guided experience, which was a bit naff. Whatever, sure, it's an on-rails game. And it is an on-rails game, but that description isn't too far off the mark because
you can choose where you go at certain points, can't you?
Go, and there's like it's very cinematic. There's a sort of a quite deep, lengthy plot to it all.
There's a lot of talking.
There's a lot of chat. If you like your Dead Space, it's great because the original Dead Space, if anyone played it, had a really good story, a great story. And this is in the same vein, and it's got one of the sort of strongest narratives in the game, I would say, for quite some time. And the basic sort of on-rail shooting stuff is great fun as well. There is possibly the most gory, shocking scene ever.
Oh yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah,
cool.
That was horrible, actually.
Was that? Oh
yeah. So if you like Dead Space, if you like on-rail shooters, if you like gratuitous gore and screaming and death and
swearing, loads of swearing bits.
And swearing too. If you're a bit of a nihilist, you'll love Dead Space Extraction. It's a good game. Check it out.
Okay, and there's also a bit of a battle of the band games in the current issue, as we've reviewed Beatles Rock Band and Guitar Hero 5. Excuse me.
It's like rock and roll lifestyle, Neil.
Yeah.
Too much Beatles Rock Band.
That's right. Yeah. The first thing we did when the Beatles Rock Band came into the office was, of all the Beatles back catalogue, we played Octopus's Garden.
That was absolutely terrible.
Why? Who chose that?
That was me. It's a quality tune. It's up there with
one of Ringo's darkest hours.
Is it
Pretty much the worst Beatles tune ever. We chose that first. That gives you a little insight into our office life.
Sort of zany madcap hijinks we get up to.
We are
choosing
bonkers.
rubbish Beatles songs.
It did sound like the intro to Muppet Babies, where like animals on the drums, and it's like.
Actually, Octopus's Garden combined with some truly awful drumming.
Yeah, it was
shocking.
It was a real assault on the senses in the worst possible way.
So, Octopus's Garden aside, I thought it was brilliant. I've always been sort of a semi-Beatles fan.
How can you be a semi-Beatles fan?
I don't really know.
This isn't like Ringo and George.
Yeah, I only like half of them. The other two can do one. I kind of appreciated what they did, but playing the game, I think it gives you quite good insight into how good that music is and how I don't know. It's I guess like all the other band-based games, it makes you it gets you into the music a lot more.
Yeah,
I think it would have been nicer if there was a bit more of a sort of like a kind of history thing to it. Not history. That may sound really boring, but kind of telling a story of how they started in Liverpool and stuff. And
does it not do that? I mean, I've not.
It'd be nice to have a bit more of that, I think.
Yeah.
There's lots of sort of fanboy pleasing unlockables and stuff, but I think they could have gone a bit further with it.
Sort of timeline or something running through it. That would have been quite cool.
Scullion, you being the agile-fingered man that you are, you found it quite easy.
But to be fair, I've been playing like Guitar Hero since the original, so I've been playing it for years now. So
and you're like the sort of Rain Man figure of.
I'm a bit rubbish, so I found it perfectly fine.
Yeah, I mean, if you're the sort of person who's like a proper Guitar Hero and Rock Band addict, and any time you play it, you go straight to expert without thinking. If you've been playing it for that long, you're at that stage, then you're going to find it really easy. I mean, it's still an amazing game, and it's great. I love the narrative and how they've done all that, but I mean, I just blitzed through it and expert. That's not me trying to show off. I still can't finish. No, because I can't finish Guitar Hero 5 on expert yet, and so I'm not that good. But you can kind of blaze through the Beatles pretty easily if you know your stuff.
Would you do people want 45 songs by one artist, or was it
85
by 82 artists or whatever?
Well, I mean, hasn't actually sold that well, has it?
Yeah.
So I guess the answer is no. They'd rather have 85 songs by 84 artists.
I'm quite surprised by that.
Yeah.
To be honest,
Yeah.
I thought Beatles Rock Band would be just
Stellar.
an absolute phenomenon.
Well, I don't know. Maybe the kids aren't aren't as into the Beatles as EA hope they
Maybe
would be.
The dad effect has not
dads
not
don't-
quite taken hold.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the price. Maybe it's the kind of people who've seen the price of the whole kind of instrument package and stuff, and just been massively put off.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
And Guitar Hero 5, we kind of mentioned it because you can't not mention it when talking about band games.
Yeah.
It's good.
Your thoughts, please.
It's good. It's just more or less
Yeah.
Guitar Hero 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah, it's like
extra
Bomberman.
bits. Yeah, it's Guitar Hero.
How do you write about this?
Yeah, it's Guitar Hero.
But there's
It's
still
Guitar Hero.
about the ratio of great tunes to sort of rubbish filler is still pretty high,
Yeah.
Yeah, for the most part, it's good stuff.
which I guess
Slightly disturbing to watch Kurt Cobain.
Oh, God.
singing.
I think that's amazing. That's the best part. Get 4
There's something slightly wrong about it, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's. I feel
You only
a
be
bit
getting
sorry.
death threats from Nirvana
I feel a bit
fans,
sorry for Courtney Love because everyone's slagging off because she's Courtney Love, basically.
Yeah.
But it seems pretty clear that what's happened there is,
She didn't read the contract
didn't
properly.
read-
yeah. Well, she's. It seems. This is just total speculation, but it seems that obviously in the past you've had Hendrix and Guitar Hero, and you've had people like that, and Slash and Tom Morello from Rage Against the Machine, and in the past they've only turned up to play their own songs. Actually, that's not true. You could play Slash and Tom Morello as well, but anyway, not as vocalists. And that's the thing, is that she's obviously thought that Kurt Cobain would only appear for Smells Like Teen Spirit, and she's not realised that you can then take him and put him in a Public Enemy song and have him going, "Yeah, boy."
Yeah.
Which kind
'Cause,
of.
I mean, you could argue that the same principle applies with John Lennon and George Harrison, right?
Yeah.
They're both
Well,
sadly passed away, but
they're
they're
not
still
singing
within their universe,
Public
aren't
Yeah,
they?
if
So
they
it's
suddenly
not-
put a Megadeth
it's not
song
quite
on
as
a rock
offensive.
band, it would get a bit. But I mean, it's. I think people are kind of forgetting in all this hullabaloo that Johnny Cash is in there as well. And
Yeah.
watching Johnny Cash sing "I'm Only Happy When It Rains" with Shirley Manson's voice is quite disturbing too. I think people are kind of forgetting that a bit.
Yeah.
Poor old JC's getting left out.
So, Courtney, if you want to get in touch and sue us, email address is
not Scullion.
onm@futurenet.com.
I'm on Courtney's side. Courtney,
Yeah.
give us a call and we'll have a chat about
We're on Team Love
Team
in-
Love.
in many ways.
Indeed.
I think that's quite enough, to be honest.
Is anyone still listening?
I don't know. I hope so. I think it's gone okay. This first
I think it's went.
podcast, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The next one will be even better.
It's when.
The next one is going to be highly professional
This is
and
the
polished.
worst podcast that we'll ever do.
No. You know, that's a good way to start.
Because
Next
it's
one
been
will
amazing,
be.
obviously.
Get out of the way.
Next
This
one
is the
will
worst
be-
one, so it's all uphill from here.
I think next one will be off
probably,
the Hazook.
Probably give it 77%.
Would you?
If it had more skinning, if we skinned more.
That's what we should do. We should all wear
Then
dead animal skins
Yeah.
next time we do this podcast.
Yep. Sounds like a plan.
Okay, so join us for that. In the meantime, if you have topics you want to discuss with us, email us at onm@futurenet.com with the subject heading podcast question. Always visit our website www.officialnintendomagazine.co.uk.
Can we have a call out to stop people being so mean on a website? There's a lot of meanness on
can
there.
everyone stop just being a bit
a
nasty to each other,
lot of aggression out
especially
there.
us?
It's quite scary.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chill out.
We're good
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, I mean, constructive criticism.
We love the
We love, and we take all your
But
take
not
all
like,
your opinions on board.
Yeah, but not like
But
Neil Long's harsh Mario Kart settling score. He should
Yeah.
be killed.
Yeah, I've had death threats.
Yeah.
There's people outside my door at night.
I mean, I'm from
getting a bit
Glasgow. I mean,
worried, to be honest.
that's not new to me, but I can appreciate why.
Yeah.
Like that you're
Yeah,
maybe.
It's basically
worried about.
made my life a living hell. So if you could cut that out, please, thanks. Having said that, it's a lovely little forum.
Yeah.
I say little, it's enormous. There's loads of people on there. So you can head to that, www.officialnintendomagazine.co.uk. We're on Twitter as well, twitter.com/onm_UK, and facebook.com/official Nintendo Magazine. Was that it? No UK at the end?
Nah.
That's it. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Another wee thing, just you'll probably notice when you started listening to this, there was some horrible generic techno music playing at the start. We would like our own O&M jingle for this podcast, but we are too lazy to do it ourselves.
No,
so
we want you to get involved.
yeah, that's
we're
that's
not
what I meant.
lazy.
We're not lazy. I mean,
Definitely not lazy.
we could churn jingles out in our sleep.
Yeah.
But for once, we decided to pass it over to you lot. So if any of you are musically gifted, send us your jingles. Basically, send them to onm@futurenet.com with the subject heading jingle, and we'll play. Well, maybe if we get a few, we'll play a selection during the next podcast, and we'll throw it open to people to judge them. Yeah,
contesty type.
the winner
Smackdown
gets
event.
some sort of prize. It's so unbelievable that we haven't thought of it yet.
Yeah.
It'll be better than
It'll be better than Il 2 Stomach on DS.
2009 USB stick.
Yeah.
Look,
But having said that,
USB stick shaped as a tiger is pretty special.
well, yeah, that's true enough. I forgot that was part of the package. That justifies it.
Yeah, absolutely. So thanks for listening to the first ever official Nintendo Magazine podcast. Always want your suggestions for how we can improve and not be rambling on as we have. Keep an eye on the website for information on when the next one's coming in. And we'll see you soon. Cheers.
Thank you.
Bye.
Cheerio.